Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. The indestructible Leopard 2 tanks and Bradley armored vehicle, the American-made Bradleys and German-made Leopard 2 tanks, were, of course, captured eventually by the Russians, and the videos were made by the Russian soldiers with the captured equipment. Now, when you capture something, means that something is already left over. Why is it left over there? Because you retreated? Well, let's see. Let's watch this, or first let's talk about this video and then watch it. Russia Today from June 13th, 2023. Russian soldiers seized American Bradleys and German Leopard. Video. The captured NATO hardware was abandoned by Ukrainians in battle, the defense minister has claimed. The Russian defense minister has released footage which is said shows Russian troops in Zaporozhye region inspecting NATO-supplied armor and they captured from the Ukrainian operators. The video released on Tuesday appears to show an excited Russian soldier circling several damaged pieces of equipment, including a German-made Leopard 2 main battle tank and a US-produced Bradley infantry fighting vehicles. He remarked that some of their engines were still running, and I'm quoting, "This explicit hardware is not as scary as it seemed," the man is heard saying. Well, that's not a good statement to publish if you want propaganda, because it means they thought, the Russian soldiers thought, that they are scary, or this is the propaganda they heard, that the tanks are scary. The ministry, which shared the clip on social media, called the Western vehicles, and I'm quoting, "our trophies," and argued that the condition in which they were found indicates, and I'm quoting, "the rapid pace of the engagement and the abandonment of the battle-ready hardware by the Ukrainian armed forces." So let's go. It's gonna be, should I put sound or should I not? Let's have sound here, but we'll see what these guys say about it.
О, что там, Роман? О, ты, граник. РПГ-22, да? О. А вот он, фрицевский нахваленный Леопард. О, их две техники работают. Это Брэдли.
Брэдли.
О, не так уж и страшна эта техника. Оставь. Слава России! Победа будет за нами!
Yeah, well, those were the trophies, now the money. Because if you remember, the Russian, I don't know if it was whatever department it was claimed this, they state, I think even Putin signed it, that well, whoever captures Abrams, I think it was Leopard too, gets a lot of money, some $100,000 or something like that. So we'll see who claims this one. So let's see what else these guys have to say in this article. As Kiev was preparing for its counteroffensive against Russia, Western nations supplied it with dozens of armored vehicles, including main battle tanks. Ukrainian officials, including Defense Minister Alexei Reznikov, touted the donated Panzerfist as a game changer in the conflict. The operation was finally launched last week and has so far failed to bring any dramatic changes on the front line. Moscow says it has thwarted all Ukrainian attempts to break through its defensive lines. Putin called the losses of the Ukrainian army impressive, end quote, and blamed the country's government for taking actions that pushed the situation into the current, and I'm quoting, tragic state. This is okay, yeah, they destroyed that equipment, the Western, fantastic, blah blah blah, which If you haven't been around the block at least halfway, you will realize that's a lot of, oh my God, that's fantastic. Nothing is fantastic. You can hear it, you can see it, you can smell it. It moves, it shoots. You're gonna find it easily. It has temperature and other things. You can. That means night vision based on the heat of the machinery. But anyway, weasels can believe whatever they want. My point is this. I've been looking over and read some titles coming from the American news and from the Ukrainian news, and they were saying that once I looked over and skimmed through some of them, that the Ukrainians are advancing in a few areas, and they liberated about 7 villages, and they had advanced 1 mile as an average, and so on, all kind of things like this. Now, let's go back to this one. That's why I said that, because the Ukrainians are advancing slowly according to their side, their version. Now, how can you capture those? So this is the line right here, and you are conducting an offensive or counter-offensive. So you try to invade here, or at least don't even go over, and you get right here on your territory, and these guys are able to walk over and tape your vehicles blown up on your territory or on your attempt to cross into the other guy's territory. That means 2 things. One, the offensive did not work, at least in that area. And that's a key point, at least in that area. I'm pretty sure that Ukrainians are probably advancing in other fronts. I mean, it's not like everything is blocked. It's hard to believe, like in all or nothing in this kind of situations. So either these guys tried and they crossed over and they were blown up, and these guys were able to inspect it on the territory they already hold, or these guys did not even cross it and they were intercepted on the Ukrainian territory, current Ukrainian territory, you know what I mean, and were bombarded there, destroyed there. The Ukrainians left, and then these guys crossed into the enemy territory and videotaped this tank and vehicles. So either way, there is a video, and I don't think that is made by Moscow, next to Moscow suburbs or something, or was AI modified. So that's the proof of some of them. It doesn't mean that the Ukrainians will not receive more tanks and more armored fighting vehicles, which they will. The Americans already promised they will. The Germans already promised they will, but the Germans did not promise will send Leopard 2 tanks. They're going to send them refurbished Leopard 1, A1 is, I think it's A1, A2. Anyway, the older version of the Leopard, which was built, I think, in 58, or it was designed in 58 or 62, something like that. So that's a crime, I think, to provide the Ukrainians when equipment so old, and yeah, it probably shoots, but you can't go and fight with a sword against someone with an automatic weapon. I mean, I think that's a crime to say, here's a new sword for you, refurbished from 1400s right here. Go and find these guys in 2023. Oh, by the way, they have missiles, rockets, airplanes, night vision, satellites, but you go with a sword, you can wield it just like this. I don't know. I don't want my son to be given a sword and fight someone with all that capability. But somehow we're supposed to, yeah, Germany, good job giving them those old, depleted Leopard 1. And send the old F-16s as well. Designed in 1976, I think it was. And its first flight was maiden flight in 1978. I would say that's a pretty old mofo plane. But anyway, it was again refurbished, upgraded, updated, and good luck to them. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.